boys and girls, how are you today? We are going to start with a listening story. I'm going to read it 2 times, and then we're going to answer the questions with the pictures we see here. So this is called Banana Monkey Starts His Day. So the name of that monkey is Banana. I wonder why they call him Banana Monkey. What do you think? Yeah, I think because monkeys like bananas. Okay, here we go. Banana Monkey woke up and opened his eyes. He heard a bird singing outside his window. Banana jumped out of bed and put on his fuzzy slippers. He went to the kitchen and asked his mother, "May I have pancakes for breakfast?" Okay, let me read it a second time, then we'll answer the questions. So the title of this story is Banana Monkey Starts His Day. Banana Monkey woke up and opened his eyes. He heard a bird singing outside his window. Banana jumped out of bed and put on his fuzzy slippers. He went to the kitchen and asked his mother, "May I have pancakes for breakfast?" Okay, so here we've got a truck, a bird, and a bell. What did Banana hear when he woke up? Which one of those did he hear? Which one do you think it was? Yeah, it was the bird. Okay, here's our next one. These are fuzzy slippers, a hat, and fuzzy mittens. What did Banana put on when he got out of bed? So was it the fuzzy slippers, the hat, or the fuzzy mittens? Right, it was the fuzzy slippers. What did Banana want for breakfast? Did he want an apple, ice cream, or pancakes? Very good, he wanted pancakes. Very nice, okay. Now then, I'm going to move my camera over. Okay. I wanted to show you something that I made years ago. It's called a rain stick, and I made this out of a tube that had wrapping paper on it. This is material that I covered it with. But I took the cardboard tube and I stuck I can't remember if it were toothpicks or nails. I've seen where you can do both. You can stick nails in and you can stick toothpicks in. And then you put rice in. And when you turn it, listen. So all the rice was here, and when I tipped it, it all came down and it went past those nails that are sticking inside the tube. I'll do it this way. Sounds like rain. And that's a rain stick. And then I just covered it with material so it would look better than just the cardboard tube. And nothing can come out from the ends. You don't have to make your rain stick this big. You could even use maybe a paper towel roll. You could try that as an experiment. But this cardboard roll, had wrapping paper on it. So that's my rain stick, and I wanted to show it to you before the school year ends. Okay. So we're talking about the letter Z. Okay, it has 3 strokes. And pretend that you're a bee and you're buzzing. Zzz, zzz, zzz. Those are your wings, and you're buzzing, and zzz. That's what the sound is. All right? All right, I have some things from my Z file folder. And let's see what they are. Oh, I love this. This animal right here, look at its body. Its body is like a donkey. Its legs are like a zebra. It's called a zonkey. A zonkey, and that's the zonkey's mother. And this particular zonkey is called Gumba. And it lives in a zoo in Mexico. So its daddy was a donkey, and its mother is right there. It's a zebra, and they call it a zonkey. So that's half donkey, half zebra, and that's a real animal that God made, a zonkey. Okay, now this title of this newspaper article says New Zoo Arrival. So look what arrived at the zoo. This mommy, let's see exactly what kind of monkey it is. It's called a langur monkey. This mommy monkey had a baby. And it was born at a zoo. And let me see which zoo it was. Oh, it was at Mesker Park Zoo. But now this is an old article. So let's see if it has a date on here. It doesn't, but this was a couple years ago that I found this in the newspaper, but I liked the word zoo at the top. And we get to see a new baby that was born several years ago at the zoo. Okay. And then I took zippers. Can you see the pink zipper? And a blue zipper and another blue zipper. And I made it in the shape of what? A Z for zipper. Now, if you have a piece of paper, you pretend, let me pretend this is a piece of paper, and you lay it over, you can feel the zippers, and you could lay a crayon flat. You take the paper off, and you do a crayon rubbing of Z zippers, and it'll make the shape of a Z. And these things in the center of the zipper, they're called the teeth. And a zipper works like this. The teeth of the zipper come together, and that's what holds the jacket or whatever together like that. And so when you do the rubbing over the letter Z, the teeth of the zippers, that's what will show. So you have this, you have a plain white piece of paper that you lay on top, and you take the wrapper off of the crayon and you lay it sideways. Let's pretend this is a crayon, and I've taken usually we hold our crayon like this and we color with the tip. Well, this time you lay it, and this would be laying down flat, and you'd rub over the zippers, and what you'd end up getting would be a Z. How about that? That's a Z rubbing. So we would have done this in school, boys and girls, if we were in school. We are not. I'm so sorry. And then, I'm not for sure which one of my boys got this birthday card. Oh, it was to Alexander, my oldest. It's a birthday card from his grandparents, and it's about zoo animals. And if you lift the flap right here, can you see how the flap lifts up? And it tells you some facts about the giraffe. So let me read this about the giraffe. Long necks, long legs, and long tongues too. Giraffes are just the creatures who have what it takes to munch a tree for lunch. So they're able to eat leaves off of really tall trees because they have such long necks and long tongues. Now I'm going to lift the flap at the zebra, and a zebra can live in the zoo. Zebras live in Africa and come in many types, but they look a lot like horses who happen to wear stripes. So we have some giraffes at our zoo, the Mesker Park Zoo. We also have some zebras. Now down here, there's a tiger. I'll lift the flap, tiger, okay. Tigers are the biggest cats. They're smart and fierce and full of might. They prowl and lurk and swim by day, and then they hunt at night. That's 3 animals right there. Let me see if there are any more animals. Oh, there are. Okay, let me fold this back. Now, do you see this right here? I believe it's a gorilla. So let me show you up close. See the gorilla, which is a type of monkey. Gorillas have the ability to stand up, right? Like we do, we stand upright, or to climb a tree. But usually they roam in bands. Those are big groups of gorillas, walking on their hands and feet. So right now it's walking on its hands and feet, right? But sometimes it can stand up and just walk on its legs, on its feet. Now this, I believe, is maybe a cheetah. Do you see that other cat with the spots? I'm going to lift the flap. Yeah, cheetah. the fastest animals on land. The cheetahs have such power that they can sometimes run at over 60 miles per hour. That's faster than when I drive my car to Westminster. I don't drive that fast. Cheetahs can run faster than my car as I'm driving to Westminster. That's crazy. And then I think the last one here is the elephant. Yep, see the elephant? And you know, I don't know if we have any cheetahs at the Mesker Park Zoo or gorillas, but when you go to the zoo the next time, you'll have to look and see. We do not have any elephants, but an elephant's trunk is much more than a nose. It's a shovel, a straw, and a trumpet and a hose. So an elephant uses its trunk for lots of different things. As Alexander got this car years and years and years ago when he was young, and I thought, well, this would be a great thing to put in my zoo file, so he let me have it. And I put it in my zoo file. So while we're talking about zoos, let's read this book called Never Ever Shout in a Zoo. Let's find out what happens if you shout in a zoo. This is fiction, and it's written by Karma Wilson, illustrated by Doug Cushman. Okay. Never ever shout in a zoo, because if you do, anything might happen. And don't say I didn't warn you. Okay, you've been warned. No shouting in the zoo. If you shout in the zoo, you might scare a bear, a giant grouchy bear, a giant grouchy grizzly bear that weighs 2,023 pounds. Oh, I don't think you'd want to scare a giant grizzly. And if you scare that bear, he just might charge, a large barge of a charge right through the bars of his cage. Uh-oh. Don't say I didn't warn you. Now, this can't really happen, boys and girls. Remember, this is fiction. This is just, it came from someone's imagination. And if that bear gets loose, he might charge past a moose. Look at that moose. A big moose, a big bull moose, a big bull moose with a bad attitude. And if that moose sees a bear running loose, he might get an idea. A dreadful idea. A dreadful, disastrous idea that he should be free like that bear. Uh-oh. You say it. Don't say I didn't warn you. And if that moose escapes, he might trot by the apes. Oh, all those apes, all those clever apes, all those clever, conniving apes that love to play practical jokes. And if those apes should happen to spy the moose and the bear as they clatter on by, they might come up with a plan, a malicious plan, a malicious, mischievous plan to break out like the moose and the bear and set animals loose everywhere. That's their plan, maybe. Uh-oh. Don't say I didn't warn you. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear. And if those apes could do as they please, they'd probably steal the zookeeper's keys. So look, they turned him upside down, and everything from his pockets are falling out. They're looking for the keys, aren't they? They'd let out the hippos. They'd unleash the lions. They'd set free the tigers and the kangaroos, the snakes, the flamingos, the crocodiles, and every single beast in the zoo. Boy, I'm glad this can never happen. Uh-oh. Don't say I didn't warn you. All those creatures would scatter about, all because of a shout. One shout. One innocent little shout. One innocent little shout that started this whole mess. Look at all those animals, boys and girls, that got free. And all those animals running wild might lock up each man, woman, and child at the zoo, including you. They've turned the tables, haven't they? That means the animals are on the outside and the people are locked up. I warned you. You can't say I didn't. Look at that. And the ape has the key right there. And there you would be in a pen. Then what would you do to get out? You'd probably shout, but haven't I warned you? What are you not supposed to do in a zoo? Never ever shout in a zoo. It says new exhibit, dinosaur frozen in ice from the Arctic. And I think she might have shouted and she brought this guy out. Remember, fiction, this can't happen. It's just a fun book, and I'm glad I have it because there's not too many words that start with a Z, okay? And so that gives me a book to read to you on Z Day. All right, now I have a book that talks about positional words, and some of them are opposites, like up, down, and around. And that's what this book is called, Up, Down, and Around. So we know up, down, and around. If I could say to you, you are upstairs, and he is downstairs, okay? Those are positional words. All righty. In the dirt, we'll dig a row, drop some seeds, and watch them grow. Look, they've got a scarecrow to scare the birds away from eating the seeds. It doesn't look like the scarecrow's really doing his job, though. Look at all the crows eating the seeds. Dirt piles up and seeds go down. Water splashes around and around. So seeds need dirt or soil, and they need water. Corn grows up, and carrots grow down. Everett, my friend, said he wanted to grow some carrots. So look, they planted some carrot seeds, and the root, that's the part we eat, the root grew down. There's the little sprouts on top. We don't eat the sprouts, do we? Cucumbers climb around and around. I planted some cucumber plants yesterday. Peppers grow up, potatoes grow down. So look, the part that we eat is growing down under the ground, the potato parts, the sprouts up there, we don't eat that part on the potato. And pumpkin vines grow around and around. Broccoli grows up and beets grow down. So there's some things that we eat that grow on top of the ground and some things that we eat that grow underneath the ground, right? And green beans wind around and around. They have a trellis set up so those beans can grow, the vines of the beans can grow on that trellis instead of just spreading out all over the ground. Okra grows up. Onions grow down. That's a purple onion. I don't know if maybe many of you have seen purple onions before. Most of the time they're kind of a yellowish white, but there are purple onions. Tomatoes twine around and around. Look at those yummy tomatoes. I went to May's Farm Market yesterday. Remember on our field trip? Well, I didn't get to go, but you guys got to go to May's Farm Market. Well, I was there yesterday and I bought some tomatoes that they had grown. Fresh and tasty, get a bunch. Pick some, pull some. So they're harvesting, boys and girls. They're picking peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, corn, Carrots. So they're harvesting their vegetables. Let's have lunch. They're eating the vegetables that they grew. That is a healthy lunch. Miss Taylor would love that, wouldn't she? Look at that. Wow. Oh, they made vegetable soup. They made pumpkin pie. Remember they had pumpkins growing? And they made a salad and corn on the cob, and there's the butter. Yum! And there's some vines. I love that. Okay, so since we're on the letter Z, I want you to be reviewing at home your letters, okay? We did them in little batches here on our YouTube channel. But at home, I want you to be reviewing them so that when you go to school next year, you're already going to have them in your computer. You might have alphabet letter magnets. You might be able to spread some shaving cream on the table. But now your mom and dad or grandparents have to say that's okay. But you could make the shapes of letters. But be practicing them, okay? Because you've worked really, really hard this year. And I don't want you to forget all that we've learned, right? You've learned so, so much. And let's see. I think that's all we're going to do today, boys and girls. We have 3 more days to be together. We've got tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Then we have Thursday, and then we have Friday. And that will be our last YouTube book reading and lesson. And then we'll just be ready to have summer start, won't we? So I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.